Yes, guys, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. This is the Liverpool and Tottenham match preview, guys. We're going to have Alan along quite shortly. He's just running a little bit late, but I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I know I'm going live when everyone else is going live, so big up for everyone who's joining me. I do appreciate it. Hopefully, get more people over here soon as the other channels finish. But how is everyone? Hope everyone's doing good. Big up, honesty, with the joining up in new membership. Big up to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Anfield, Anfield lad in the house. Big up to you, Ashley. Psychedelic, Daz. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good, Kay. Frank in the house. Hope you're doing good, my man. Keep it level is in as well. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I bit my tongue just before I went live, so it really hurts. It really, really hurts. I've just bit my tongue right. Oh, absolutely kills. That's why I might be lisping a little bit because it really hurts. But big up to everyone. Thank you for joining me yet again. As I say, Alan will be here soon, talking everything Tottenham Hotspur. It's a big game this weekend. A massive, massive game. This is Liverpool's biggest test of the season so far. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to see what Alan's going to say about Spurs because Spurs are in a bit of form. They're playing well. There's no hatred on Tottenham. It's a weird game because I don't know about you guys. There's no hatred on Tottenham. There's no real rivalry with Tottenham. It's not like Arsenal or Man United or Man City. I like Tottenham as a football club. They're not. You can't really hate Tottenham Football Club. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I can't hate them. Did I used to hate people like Harry Kane and that? Yeah, but I didn't hate the football club. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy for Tottenham. They're doing all right. They got big Ange doing his bits. They're playing nice attacking football. Look, Tottenham for the last few years have been playing the worst football in the league. Tottenham fans must be on cloud nine right now. You know, they've had Conte in, they've had Mourinho in, killing players, killing the fans' enthusiasm, playing boring football. So right now, Spurs are playing lovely football. I bet every Spurs fan's on cloud nine. They're playing some good stuff. And this is going to be a hard game for us, man. It really is. Big up Oscar in the chat. Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure if Edano is ready, but I hate seeing Mac in the six. Yeah, I agree. Big up Baz, my man Baz in the chat. Hope you're doing well, man. Oman Turk in the chat. Who else is here? James in the chat. Trent will be back, but he'll be on the bench. Yeah, we're going to talk about Trent in a bit. Keep it level said, did you hear Hara and Cundy debate on TalkSport? Who's the most attractive, Liverpool or Spurs? Yeah, it's a mad one because Liverpool probably always going to be the more attractive football club because they're a bigger football club. But look, if you're a young London kid, you're a young kid in London, Tottenham will be attractive to you. Of course it will. I've got to give Tottenham their respect. I can understand where they're coming from in the argument because, you know, Tottenham are playing nice football, you know. They're attractive to watch. They've got some young players. They've got a young manager who's got who plays a nice attacking blend of football. They will put young players in their team, but so will Liverpool. So I can understand the argument. Look, if you're a young London boy, maybe you are looking at Spurs, but nothing can be more attractive than probably Liverpool or Man United, if you ask me, because they're the two biggest teams in the country and two of the biggest teams in world football, full stop. So, yeah, they'd be the ones, but I can understand the argument. I can get it. Some Tottenham fans are deluded. I get you. But there's some like Alan and some others I know that I watch that are very level-headed. I think, is it Sava on Heritage TV, is it? Football Heritage TV? Sava's proper level-headed. I'd love to get him on the channel one day. Yeah, if anyone knows him, get in touch with him for me. He's a great guy. He's probably the most level-headed Spurs fan I've ever seen in my life. He's a great guy. Big up, Trudon. How you doing, man? Did you see? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I like Steve as well. Big Steve's a good guy. You know, he's my age. So, do you know what it is? Us older football fans, we think differently to maybe younger football fans because we've been through more. And I can get what Steve was saying, but you can make them points about insulting another man. Do you know what I mean? And with Sam, I'm backing with Sam all day, every day. He's a friend of the channel, fellow Liverpool fan, content creator. I'm going back him to the hill. But I can understand what Steve was saying on that show, but you don't have to use that language and insult another man to get your point across, because then that makes your point you're trying to get across come over extremely weak because you're using insults to another human being to make your point. So once you do that, for me, you lose the argument. As soon as you have to insult another person to get your argument across, you lose the argument. But yeah, big up Trudon. Dear God, if Paul Tierney is ref or VAR, we're effed. Oh, Spurs are always like our coattails. They need to be put in the box. Right, guys, when Alan comes on, he's a great guy. Yeah, he's a big Spurs fan. He's going to give us his point of view. I want everyone to be nice in the chat, yeah, because it's Alan's first time on the channel. So I want everyone, that's welcoming him. When he comes here, he says go front, he's running a few minutes late. But when he comes here, that's welcoming, yeah. He's a nice guy. But yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Big up Gunman, how you doing, man? Been a while. Personally, I think if they attack us, we'll hammer them. I'm going 4-1. Yeah, me and Alan will get into that. Big up Alexander, how you doing? Big up Honesty as well. Big up Jamie. I think we'll either win 2-1 or we smoke them 4-2. And if we do better them, how will we react? What did you say to us, Sam? Oh, go back and have a look at Football Terrace. He just kept calling him a clown, and I think he was calling him a clown and an idiot. You know, I can't and he kept saying it over and over and over, and he didn't really need to. I back to Sam, my fellow Muslim brother, even though I don't agree on everything he says about Liverpool players. Yeah, well, that's the case, ain't it? We don't all agree, but you don't have to insult another person. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is United fan. Big up to Steve. You're a mate there, man. Howdy, everyone. Big up to you, my friend. Was it that Spurs game 4-3 when Klopp snapped his hamstring? Yeah, it was, yeah. When Jota scored. Yeah, big up to Adam when he comes in. Spurs hands happy in a weird look. No, big up Spurs fans. I'm looking forward to when Alan comes in, because we'll have that chat. I want to talk to him about how Tottenham are right now. Ange is what's he doing with the football club? What he's changed? I'd just love to hear from Alan's point of view from it, to be fair. Big up Frank in the ass. What are you doing, my man? I think we'll keep clean sheet tomorrow and win 2-0. Yeah, clean sheets are not our cup of tea at the moment, my friend, but I'm with you. Abdul in the house. Big up Jamie and everyone. How are you all doing? Everyone as salam. I can't pronounce that. Abdul, I do apologise. God loves everyone. Predictions: Spurs 1, Liverpool 3. Many thanks. Big up to you. Football for all. Can someone tell me which part of the video I'm saying got sold? I believe Terry's put up a little mini clip of it on his other channel. You know, his Football Terrace Clips channel. I think he's got like a 20-minute video up on there right now if you want to go and check it out. Do you think City are worried about us, especially if we win tomorrow? If we beat Tottenham tomorrow and we get past Brighton game as well, then yeah, I think City. Yeah, I think City probably will. But my man's here now, guys. So everyone, be nice. Alan, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Very well indeed. Apologies for being late. I had to do some stuff, obviously, between my show and this show. It took a bit longer than I anticipated, but it's all good. It's all good. Chores done, all good. It's fine. Not chores, like had to run around, but sorry that I've been late. Sorry for my tardiness, but yeah, glad I could be here. Thank you for inviting me on the show. All versus. This is intriguing. Oh, hello.
Yeah, Put a bit of Friday night pizzazz on it, you know.
Nice. Nice.
No, thank you for coming. I really, really do appreciate it. Big up the Fozzie in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. So, Alan, appreciate you coming on the show. Really do. I just what I want to get to start with is Tottenham Hotspur. Like, I'm 42, so I've watched a lot of Tottenham in my time as well. I grew up in the 90s with that Tottenham side, and you know, you've always had entertaining footballers. I will say this for Tottenham: they've always had entertaining footballers. You know, I remember when Spurs got Klinsmann in for the first time, and everyone's like, "Whoa, what?" You know, and you know, Gazzers and stuff like that, Waddles of the past, and you've always had entertaining players. Then for the last few years, you could say it's not really gone.
Nah.
If you're a Tottenham fan, it's gone a bit downhill with Mourinho and Conte as your managers, sort of like holding Tottenham back on the playing field in a way. But now with Ange in, all I'm seeing is big smiles on Tottenham faces. And look, my brother-in-law and my nephew, big Tottenham fans. I've never seen them happier. And what's going on at Tottenham at the moment? What's Ange changed what Mourinho and Conte didn't do?
So, look, for me, I'll put a disclaimer out there. So I'm as honest as they come. So I wanted Mourinho in at the time he came in. I wanted Conte in, winners. Okay, they're going to win something for Spurs. Poch got so close, but he didn't get us over the line. One of them two are bound to do it. But the fact is that we had win now managers in with a board that weren't going to back them to win now. So the wrong type of people. And Daniel Levy, in a Daniel Levy way, said in the fan forum last week, you know, that he got it wrong. Without him saying he got it wrong, he was trying, you know, it was a half-assed kind of thing, you know, underhanded kind of thing. But what's happened with Spurs is that they've now finally got the right type of manager for the right type of squad for the way the board want to do things. So it's a young team with a young attacking intent, building the youth finally, all that, literally all the boxes have been ticked in the fact that now the board have gone, well, we've got a project where in 3 or 4 years, we should be winning stuff, which we can build towards. So it's like, well, it looks like they're not getting involved in transfers. They're basically, if Ange says he wants a player, they're giving it to him. So they're taking all the aspects away from they could be blamed. And it's basically just let the manager for once do what he wants to do, assemble the team and the direction he wants to go in. So that's why most Spurs fans are happy. You get the odd one or two that like, oh, I didn't want Conte to leave, win now manager, but it was never going to happen. But predominantly, Spurs fans are like, you've got good manager. Like, I didn't want him. I wanted Nagelsmann in, and then when he didn't happen, I was like, okay, I want Slot then, because I come around to the idea of Slot. He didn't happen, and people was like, Ange Postecoglou. And I was even going, well, it feels like Ange, Australian, we're going on tour in the Pacific, Scott Munn, Australian. It's all like, basically advertising, like all this merchandise and stuff like that. So I was like, I was like, but I'll give him time. And he's come in and very quickly, he's branded football with players who apparently couldn't play this type of football under Conte. That's the reason why Spurs was so defensive. He's absolutely shown that was a load of BS, because look what he's done. Look at the type of football he's got playing, and he's got the right players in to play his system, and he's allowed freedom. Basically, players aren't setting a foot. You got to be in your system 3-4 and all that. He's allowing players to come out and win the ball. He's allowing players to, when they get the ball, be able to take a man on. Freedom. You're not having players kept into certain parts of the pitch to sit in an ultra defensive line. He's encouraging people. Against Arsenal, he didn't want Brendan Johnson to come back and help Udogie. For me, that's brilliant management, because that's saying, Udogie, I believe in you. I trust in you. You're having a bad game, but I know you can get it back. He's literally everything I think a manager should do on the pitch, he's doing. Is he the best manager in world football? Absolutely not. Is it obviously a good start to the season? Yes. Will we come unstuck? Probably at some point. Although we've had a good start, I still say we're going to finish 6th, because when the first test comes in, when we suffer a defeat, how do we bounce back? How do we deal with adversity? How do we deal with injuries and all that? So I'm still going to stick with 6th for Spurs. But he, as a manager, is doing everything right with the people he's got around him. And I liken it to a certain point the fact that Pochettino was the right manager to come in for that group of players when he did. If you would have thrown a Nuno in there, Spurs wouldn't have built to what they did without winning a trophy. We came so close, but we didn't win a trophy. And I think they've got it right again. They've obviously built all the youth up in with the because our youth team's killing it, and it's like they've got a massive plan for the future and what they want to do, but they have to allow this manager to see it through and not throw curveballs or not pull the rug out from underneath like they did with Poch, even like they did with Conte and Mourinho, because they wanted certain players they didn't get, and it's a typical thing with Spurs. But it looks like they're staying out of it. It looks like the manager is allowed to build what he wants, who he wants, and he isn't afraid to take, because we wanted Raya, but he was like, I want Vicario. He's not afraid to go for the cheaper, or people say cheaper option, but an option that people don't know about, and it's working. It's all going well, and it's going to be the first time it comes up against us where it doesn't go right. How do we adapt to that? But that's why fans are happy at Spurs, because it looks like finally we're allowed to do things for a manager, build a team, and it's freedom on the pitch without people overlooking and trying to curtail any type of success or like endeavours on the pitch. They've just been allowed to do what they want to do. And for me, I'm all for it, but we just got to see how we continue to do that over the next season and a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you broke that down beautifully. I mean, Ange does remind me of a certain German manager. That might be. He does remind me a bit of Jurgen, the way he is, he impresses, the way he talks, the way he delivers himself, the way he wants his team to play. And he seems like a stubborn man as well, the same as, but in a way that he believes in what he's doing.
Yeah,
he believes in what he's doing, and he won't be told that I have to do this just to please a minority of people that are just bitching constantly, and that's why I respect him, man. I mean, what changed Daniel Levy's mind to go a different direction? Because, as you say, you have Mourinho and Conte, two top draw managers that are seen in world football, but you sort of got to give them a lot of cash and ready-made players, because that's the way they are, and that's not really Tottenham.
Yeah,
and then you've got obviously Nuno in as well, and they're all quite pragmatic kind of coaches. And then he's gone the other way. So what do you think changed Daniel Levy's mind there?
The honest thing, the reason why it would change Daniel Levy's mind is the fact that I think he realised when he got these managers in, Nuno's an oddball. I'm not going to include Nuno. I'm taking Nuno out. I'm literally putting him on the shelf by himself.
It was a weird one, wasn't it? It was a weird one.
We'll never speak of Nuno as a Spurs manager. Never. It didn't exist. Wolves manager and then went somewhere else. That's what we'll go with. Yeah, there's absolutely no talk of him.
The hologram for a few weeks. That's all it was.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Look, I think with the win manager, the reason why Daniel Levy got Mourinho in is because he saw the success that Poch had, like in getting Spurs so close to the Premier League when we finished second to Chelsea, and so close to the Champions League. We won't mention the team that beat us to it, but he got us so close. And Daniel Levy, in his mind, has gone, okay, Poch got so close, Mourinho will be the guy to win it something because he's a winner. And he went with that aspect. I don't know, like I said, what happened with the Nuno thing in the middle. But when it didn't work, he was still at a point where I've still got these players, the Kanes, the Son, the Hugo Lloris, and all that. I've still got these players. At the time, he still had Toby and Jan and stuff like, or like obviously from Mourinho. So he had all these players, and it was like, okay, I've still got these players. If Mourinho can't, Conte can. And quite clearly, Conte didn't. Conte had success at the beginning, but I don't know whether it was just Conte being Conte, but it went south very quickly. I think the reason why he's gone back to Ange is because he's reverting back to what worked previously last time. So basically, before things went wrong, he went back to what was successful, and it was a young attacking manager. And people say young, obviously, Ange is 57, but Ange is also still young compared to certain managers. Like, obviously, you got Klopp and Pep around that age, but you got people that are like managing in their 60s, 70s and all that. He's youngish for a manager. So it's basically going back to a manager with attacking intent who's good building, because everywhere he's gone, in Australia, he took I can't remember the name of the team now. He took a team that hadn't won the league in like
Melbourne Raw, was it?
Melbourne, that's it. Took him to win a title. Yokohama, they hadn't won the title in like 10, 15 years. He got them to win the title, building as he went. Celtic, although Celtic and our Rangers are meant to be obviously the big. So he came in when Rangers went undefeated with Steven Gerrard. And basically, I had in the summer, either Rangers fans coming into my chat saying, "Oh my God, you've got a sensational manager." I was like, "Okay, I've seen the goods. And like, I'm not saying he's sensational, but we'll see how he adapts." And he's adapted well. And basically, it looks like Daniel Levy's gone, "Okay, we're not going to win now. We need to build like we did with Poch." And basically, it's going to happen. But obviously, where it's going well so far, like I said, when we get down to this 2-3 years in the future, if Ange is still here and it's progressing, they then need to then pull the trigger and go, "Okay, we're building, but now we need to convert it into winning trophies." And if they can't do that, then under this ownership, who are won out, by the way, it goes to show that we will never be winning or taking anything seriously. The way, and I'm one of these, although you've got people vehemently like Ian and Levy out, if they start showing that they're doing everything they can for a manager and turn that into success on the pitch as well as off of it, and start winning trophies or be considered as challengers every season, and having the trophy win here like every year or so, like that every other year, then I'm like, okay, they're trying to make my football team a football team again. But until that, I'm going to beat them out. But it looks like they've reverted back to the last good times we had on the pitch was under Poch. And I think it's what they're doing. They're just rinse and repeat. And maybe this time they'll think that they can get a trophy out of it, but they need to be able to back a manager when he needs to be back properly.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you can ask the Liverpool fan base. It's a bit similar in a way, although I'm a bit 50-50 of our owners. One day I wake up and think they're all right, and the next day I wake up and think, no, they're crap. I'm a bit like that with our owners. But when growing up with, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I always watch all games. And growing up, especially because I'm a Londoner as well, so Spurs I know a lot of anyway. But watching Tottenham growing up, they've always been an entertaining team. They've always had entertaining players. I think certain teams have always got a philosophy how to play and a way they want to express themselves as a certain team. And I feel like Tottenham for years have sort of lost that. They've lost what they used to be. I've always said that Tottenham are like, I mean this in a nice way, that they're sort of like a quiet big team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
That they're a bit like everyone knows Tottenham Hotspur. Everyone knows the style of play Tottenham used to play and things like that. And they're on a cusp of almost doing something all the time, and then it never happens. And I think like Tottenham got lost for a few years, and now with Ange coming in, and you've got some nice players there. Harry Kane's gone, but Ange has looked like at the moment in this small sample size that we got that he's working a way around that situation where I think a lot of neutrals, I know a lot of neutrals that are saying that Tottenham are done now, Harry Kane's gone, they're going to struggle, Son's 31, he's not as quick as he used to be. But he's come in and gone, you know what, no, I've got my style of football. I think the players I've got available to me can play that style of football. And there's no real pressure on Ange, I would say, as a neutral looking at it. That, he can come in and go, right, if I can play my style of football and I can show the world what I'm playing with this Tottenham team and the way I want them to play, and we get that top 7 position, top 6 position, but we're playing entertaining football. Spurs fans go look at that and go, I can see a future. Now what we need to do is the owners to back this guy because he's obviously got a blueprint now. And let's run with it. I don't know if that's how you feel, but as a neutral looking in, that's how I look at Tottenham.
Look, you can say, so with Harry Kane going, anyone would look at Spurs and go, there's no pressure there. And they'd be right to a point. Let's be honest. But if he started so well, Ange, if he continues to go well, let's say Spurs get the result against Liverpool, that's 2 hurdles back to back that Spurs would have got. Maybe if they don't lose like 2 points, obviously it won't be as good. But if supposing we beat you and it's 4 points from 6, and obviously it's still a good start to the season, then people start going like that. It's like meerkats. They're up and they're going, oh, this is good. That's the type of thing it'll be. People start taking note. For me, look, he hasn't got a free swing. Like there are Spurs fans that go, oh, it's a free swing because this, that, and the other. No. Sorry, my club. And I will always hold my club to the highest caliber. The fact that I'm not having it like mid-table because we finished 8th, we can finish 8th. I'm holding my club to the fact that I want to do everything. The reason why is I say 6th for prediction because that was my prediction before. That was my prediction before a ball was kicked. And obviously, although we started well, we haven't seen Spurs go through adversity. So we'll see. If we go through big games and we're winning and getting points, so we get to a point where we get to like January, we've had injuries, and obviously the players go away to the AFCON, we're going to lose Basuma and Son all at the same time. So they're big misses. If we get through all that and we're, still doing well and we're higher than what I am, then I'll be like, I've got to reassess. Now you have to get Champions League football. So you can change your mind as it goes. Just because I predicted 6th at the start of the season, my mind can change when I see different, different outcomes on that. You can change your mind as things go. I say that because a lot of fans nowadays are like, if they got a take on something, doesn't matter what happens, even if they're proven wrong, fans go, no, they're still bad, they're still this, and I'm not like that. You can change your mind when you see new evidence comes to light. But I think Ange, to a point, has no pressure on him from the board in the fact that they know it's a build.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, if it goes south, supposing from here we don't win for 2 months and we go from where we are down to 13th, 14th, I think they might be alarm bells. I think from rivals, I'll be honest, most rivals of Spurs in the top 6 always overlook Spurs and just say, and obviously we haven't won stuff, so I get that, but they're like, we don't take you as a big team, so we don't expect you to do anything like that. So I think they look away. But the fact that, although rival fans say that, as soon as it comes to playing us, you can't keep our name out of your mouth. It's like Arsenal, ridiculous through Arsenal, like last week. It's 5-1, 6-1s, combined 11s, all Arsenal, this and the other. And this is the thing. Arsenal fans, Spurs are celebrating a 2-2 draw. No, I'm celebrating their delusion. I'm celebrating how wrong they were, how embarrassing it was for them. That's what I'm celebrating. The fact that you run your mouth and now you're holding the big fat D, because obviously they didn't hold the L because they didn't lose. But they were expecting that. For them feels like a loss because they were expecting a win. They were expecting to win.
That North London derby, I've got to say, like I was watching Arsenal, Tottenham, especially a lot of Arsenal YouTubers, a lot of them we all know. And, and I did say they're going so over the top. Like, you can't go, we're going to smash this Tottenham team when if you go from a start, if you forget about last season, I always go, forget about what happened last year and the years before that. Go on what's happening in your actual season you're playing. And at the moment, you're both level. So where's this we're going to smash Spurs 5-1 coming from? They're not Man City. They're Man City. I'll be like, but even Man City fans will be like, hang on, Tottenham always beat us. We're not even going to say that. So, I don't get it. And when they were doing combined 11s, I kept saying this for all last weekend. It was annoying me so much that they kept putting Rice in instead of Basuma. And I was going, no. Basuma, apart from Rodri, Basuma is the second best DM in this country right now. And it's just disrespectful because you just bought Declan Rice that he should play in front of Basuma. Go on what you're watching. Basuma's been better than Declan Rice this season. I just found the whole thing disrespectful. And that's why you're saying Tottenham fans are not cheering the draw like a win. They're cheering the fact that we competed with you and we were making your arseholes twitches because we're actually a really good team.
Yeah. I mean, it was disingenuous from Arsenal fans and it was just pure arrogance. And here's the thing. If you go, like, I don't know if you or your viewers watch Football Terrace or anything like that.
Yeah,
I went after the game and I said, this, obviously, when we were 2-2, we were the better team. And I was annoyed at the time that Son and Maddison came off because Arsenal were there for the taking. Arsenal were there. Spurs could have won that game. When we took them off, there was a massive drop-off from Spurs and we saw the game out. And I was like, that didn't sit right with me. Apparently, they both had knocks, so he was managing them. I kind of understand, but I didn't, I wanted the win. So I'll be like that. I mean, I'm expecting the way we're playing, I'm expecting Spurs to go in there and give the same type of performance against Arsenal and cause Liverpool problems. So Liverpool, both on the pitch and the fans go, oh, they don't just do it in one-off games against Arsenal. They're doing it back-to-back. This team is real, or this project or what they're building is serious, give Ange respect. And I want that type of reaction from fans because I'm not saying you or people in the chat here, but a lot of fans, as soon as Harry Kane was like relegation team, this and the other, and now people are like, or like a couple of people are like off key, we got it a bit wrong. I'm not saying we're going to go and do bits or win trophies. I'm annoyed that we win at the League Cup. I'm really annoyed at that still. But I reckon it's not as bad as people made out. And I'm all for seeing where this Spurs team can go with this manager. And things go right off the pitch to enable that. We'll see where we are down the line. But it's a good starting point for Spurs, considering everyone wrote us off way before the season started because of Harry Kane leaving.
Look, I agree. I look, Harry Kane leaving Tottenham, even I would say, oh. And I really didn't know Ange either as a manager like that. So I thought, oh, he's coming in, Kane's left. This could be difficult for Spurs.
Yeah.
But I think people can just admit when they're wrong. It's not a bad thing for football content creators to actually sometimes admit when they're just wrong about things.
Yeah.
I was wrong about Spurs at this moment in time. The sample size that we got of this season so far, Spurs have been one of the better teams in the league, and Ange's doing a really good job. Yeah. You've got Son as that number 9 at the moment. Who I'll say this, right? Let me talk about Son because I think he's a fascinating player, right?
Yeah,
an absolutely fascinating player. That I don't know if he gets the credit from other fans the way he should get his flowers. It's a bit like Mo Salah. Liverpool fans love Mo Salah. A lot of people I personally think he's the best right winger in world football, and neutral fans sometimes, other rival fans and all that, will sometimes look at Mo Salah because he isn't good on the eye. And, is he really that good? And it's just stupid talk because they just want to do banter for banter's sake. And it irritates me sometimes. When I look at Son, I'm like, for me, Son is the cleanest finisher in the league.
Yeah.
I've been saying for a while, he's so clean in front of goal when he strikes the ball. And he worries me massively because he always turns up against Liverpool. Always. Tremendous player.
I mean, with Son, so I was his biggest critic last season, and some Tottenham fans came for me and didn't like me because I was just being brutally honest with Son. But I was linking it back. But I was linking it back to the season before where he was sensational. So I held him to that caliber. He dropped off massively, and Spurs fans wouldn't say, well, he's not doing what he should. They were literally just allowing it. I was like, absolutely not. You've got to keep to the same standards. So it was a bad season for him. There's a caveat that he was playing with injury for most of the season. Okay, there's that. But I'm pretty sure that when you were scoring, though, the injury was still there when you were scoring, when you had your good games and all that. So you can't go, oh, he was injured, but scored. You can't do that. If he was injured when he was not scoring, then he was injured when he was scoring. You got to be able to keep consistent. People were making excuses of the fact that, he was injured just why he played poorly. But when he scored, he was sensational. No, you can't do that. You got to keep it consistent. So I was just saying to people last season that at times it looked like he was done and watch with that. And, it's one of them things now where it's come to this season. And it seems like Harry Kane going has bred new life into him. He looks like, although I'll keep it real, on the left-hand side, before he got moved to the middle, he didn't seem like the Son we're seeing now. But in the middle, he's just literally, it's like he's just been given a shot of adrenaline. And he's sparked into life. He's making runs. He's dropping deep. Although he's not a target man, when he drops deep and you got the wingers and all that, literally, he can spin in behind as well, quicker than Harry Kane. So people are wary of the speed compared to Kane. You're also not picking him up, not thinking of him as much as a threat. So when he drops deep, he's getting more space than Kane. And also when he goes in behind, he's stretching the play that way, which has enabled Maddison, enabling whether it be Sarah Basuma, and obviously when you've got Solomon Kula coming in because you've got the inverted wingers, and it creates an overload and it creates space and all that. And it's just allowing Spurs to keep the ball longer. It's enabling us to get higher up the pitch compared to what we were under Conte. And it's, it's all because of the way we're playing. Now, we saw bits of this in the opening game, or a couple of games. But as soon as someone went into the middle, you see more and more of this. And it's just so refreshing to see. Now, I love Harry Kane for everything he's ever done at Spurs, but he's not a Spurs player anymore. So I look to the team now. Spurs fans are like, I'd want him back. Apparently we've got a buyback clause. I will state here now, like I've stated on my channel, I do not want Harry Kane back at Spurs. That ship sailed. You've gone on to do something for your career. You want to win stuff. Wish you all the best. Hope it works. But there is absolutely no way with that buyback clause that I want Harry Kane anywhere near Spurs.
No.
We're building for a future now without Harry Kane. long may it continue, and obviously, hopefully, it goes in the right way. There is absolutely no way I want Harry Kane back at this team.
No, it causes more problems, really, don't it? If you bring him back, because no, I totally get you. I'm like that if Liverpool ever have buyback clause on players. Once they're gone, in my opinion.
Exactly.
There's no point bringing someone back. Yeah, Son reminds me a bit of Sadio Mane when Mane was playing left wing for Liverpool. We brought Diaz in, and then Mane went into that number 9 position, and it brought a bit more new life out of Mane in that position because he just lost a little bit of his athleticism and pace, and in that number 9 position, what he had still was perfect. And I think Son's quite similar in that aspect, and he's a danger man, a massive danger. He's one of your players that I'm just so wary of on Saturday. I really am. And the other player I'm really wary of is probably, him and Szoboszlai, probably the 2 signings of the season. Madders. What a player. I've always liked the guy. I mean, I've been speaking about him for years now. I just think he's such a talented footballer. And I don't know why he never... I mean, he should be in England squads all the time, in my opinion. I just don't. I don't get it.
Let's not talk about Gareth Southgate.
He's such a talent. But go on, he's your man. Talk to me about Maddison because he's doing bits.
So disclaimer, I really didn't like him when he played for Leicester. I'm one of these, like, if there's something about a player I don't like, that, I admit they're good players. Like another one, obviously a little bit off topic, Ander Herrera from Man United. Good footballer, great footballer. I just couldn't stand him. Same with Bruno Fernandes now. It's just something about him. And Maddison was like that for me in regards to, like, we signed him. I was like, okay, he's a good player, but I just don't like him. And even now, I can still see why I didn't like him, because some of the things he does to wind up rivals and fans and all that, like he does. But it's a bit funny now he's doing it for my team and all that. It's just something about him that, like, I'm just like, do I really like it? But obviously he's doing it for me. Let's go to the play on the pitch. He looks like he was made for Spurs. I think if he'd gone to any other team, I think he would have made a mistake. I think Spurs was the right fit for him, for the right manager. Just things went right there. He's come in. He's literally, people, as soon as Harry Kane were like, well, who can you won't be able to assist, this and the other and all that. And he's doing it. Goals and assists. 2 assists against Arsenal. Both Son 2 goals. That's now 4 assists and 2 goals for Maddison in the Spurs team that was apparently doomed from the offset and all that. It's a very good start. He picks up the pockets very well. And the thing is, the reason why I'm saying, look, with Harry Kane, if Harry Kane had been here, Maddison probably would have had it drummed into him. Or initially, as soon as you pick the ball up, you instantly go, where's Kane? And you look one way. He's now got the thing where he can pick the ball up, left wing, right wing, midfielder, Son. He's now got the freedom to go pick up a ball and he can look where he wants and all that. He doesn't have to focus on a specific point. And that, for me, is it enabled him to just fit into this team seamlessly. It looks like, I've seen him ping balls long over the top. I've seen him ping short balls. I've seen him diagonal like balls to the wingers. He's got the freedom to do what he wants when he picks up the ball. I think teams in previous seasons, although we haven't had a playmaker, whenever we've had the chance where somebody's got onto the ball, it's been like, you can see it's looking for Kane first, the others second. But James Maddison, with the amount of ability he's got, the vision he's got, and now having the freedom to play how he wants to or what he sees on, and just being, like I said, there's none of this like you have to do this. It's like freedom. I think you're seeing him go from strength to strength, and it's a small sample size. If he keeps up this level of what he's considered, then he, for me, has kicked on another level from his Leicester days, which he used to overperform for them anyway. And was overperforming in a bad team that got relegated. But if he keeps up this level, then again, it's not me just being sort of like that. I would say if he keeps up this level, he's clear of Odegaard. You could put him on a level such as Bruno Fernandes, because I think he's a step below Kevin De Bruyne. But I think you can instantly say that Maddison is starting to get better and moving up closer to these certain names. I'm not saying he's going to be on the level of Kevin De Bruyne. No way that's going to happen. But I think he's going to, if he continues this and has an injury-free season and keeps up these levels, then people will be saying he should be nailed on for that England squad. But again, we've got an absolute numpty in Gareth Southgate managing England, so that's not going to happen anytime soon.
You don't like technical ballers.
Doesn't know what technical footballer is. Let's be honest.
No, Maddison. I say I've always liked him. He does look made for Tottenham.
Yeah.
He does look that sort of player. You just get a player sometimes. It's like Szoboszlai with us. He's just coming to the team. You're like,
Yeah.
I can't believe no one else was interested in you. And you're just made for us. And the way you just blend. I love players like that. I absolutely love footballers like that who can just come into your team and just go, yeah, I'm made for this team.
It's like he's been there for the last 3 or 4 seasons. That's how it is. It's been a great fit, which obviously, and it was only 40 million, and we gave Harry Winks the other way for 10. So literally 30 million pounds worth of business for Maddison. And Basuma was 25 million the season before.
Yeah, that was unreal business.
55 million, 2 players, crazy business. We do get it right sometimes, but a lot of times we get it wrong.
Yeah, that Basuma business. You see what he went for, and no one was fighting it for him, and that's just. I think when you got Basuma, he was going through that court case, weren't he? So I think, but I would have still gone 25 million. Jesus Christ, just and now you've got a player there. Now he's got the shackles off, and he can express himself a little bit. He's tremendous. You've got a very good midfield. There is no doubt about that. You've got one of the best midfields in the league. There is no doubt about that. I mean, us fans been talking about that last few days about your midfield. It's tremendous. And I look at Tottenham. My only thing with Spurs, is I think Spurs have got a very good 11, and I think some Spurs fans have said this as well. It's a depth off the bench going forward in the season, but because you're not in Europe, you're only playing one game a week this season. You can keep up this form. I think you can get away with that.
Look, we can get away with it this season, but this is what going back to what I was talking about earlier on. The fact that we may get away with it this season, but if you get European football, you then have to then build. And what I don't want to happen is under Poch, we had a good 11, maybe the odd 1 or 2 off the bench. So you say a great 11, and you had 1 or 2 good players off the bench, and that was it. I want Spurs to build where we've got 11 great players and 5 or 6 great subs. That's for me where you challenge
game-changing subs
on a continual basis. But we never done that with Poch. We always gave him a good 11 with 1 or 2 D and then stuff like that. But I completely agree. This season, if barring injuries and obviously playing one game a week, we'll get away with that. There's absolutely no way we can go into next season with the level of drop-off that we have on this bench and not improve. If we do the same thing where we get to next season, there's an additional 1 player coming, then I will instantly go back to our boards being absolute things again. They're just literally setting this up for failure. But I hope with the effort they're putting in for the youth, obviously you've got youngsters coming through. I mean, Veliz is an unproven, but he's young. Phillips obviously was balling at Blackburn. We've got him. Our youth setup is crazy in the fact that we're literally smashing everyone we come up against. So it looks like they're building for to bring through young and youth, but you also have to get it right with developing the squad as is. So look, like I said, the future for Spurs in regards to what we're doing looks bright. It's whether they pull the trigger with it and literally go from we could be to we will be successful. But they have to do that, I would say, in January, 1 or 2 more additions to deepen the squad. Because, like I said, Basuma, Sarr, and Son all go off for AFCON and Age Cup.
Yeah, it's the same time this year, ain't it?
Yeah, for me, there's absolutely no way. If you do not bring 1 or 2 people in January to help with the squad, then that's absolutely criminal, and you're setting us up for defeat. Because that is where, for me, the massive test comes for Spurs this season. And if we don't deal with it correctly, what could be a decent season could go massively in the wrong direction because we don't. I mean, us as Spurs fans can clearly see this is going to happen. So now we're looking at our owners and our board and our manager, what you're going to do to, continue the type of football or to continue the good start we've had. When we get to that point, can you continue the success on getting results with 3 people going if you're not going to bring people in? So this is why I'm saying there's a load of question marks about Spurs this season. But as of now, for the majority of it, it's going well, getting the right thing. And yeah, like people are saying, you're talking about the midfield in regards to Maddison, Basuma, and Sarr. Sarr's been great for a youngster, but our midfield could get even better. If Bentancur comes back from that ACL and is the same player before he went off, then that midfield goes from an A to an A star. This obviously going back to literally that midfield could be even better. But we've got to see how he adapts when he comes back in November from his ACL. But if he is the same player, then that midfield gets even better. But yeah, I saw somebody in your comments say about the defense isn't that good. We'll talk about that. It's better than people give it credit for. But yeah,
let's talk about that. Go for it.
Yeah, see people saying that the defense is rubbish.
They're talking about it in the chat.
Romero and Van de Ven before, like even the game against Sheffield United, hadn't given away a free kick. Obviously, their stats were phenomenal. Against Arsenal, it was a big challenge. So obviously, though they haven't got perfect stats like that, about giving away free kicks and all that, or haven't made fouls. But before going into that game, we had conceded one more than Arsenal, who people said had the best defence. We also came out the game still having conceded just one more than Arsenal because we both conceded 2. I haven't looked at the Premier League table since, but I think you can say Spurs are in the top 4 or 5 for defence in regards to not conceding as many. I'm going to check while we're live and all that just to confirm that I'm talking real here, but it was. Let me have a quick look while we're doing it. It was. So how many? Let's have a look at the table. Goals against. So Man City, Liverpool, Brighton. No, Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal have conceded less than us. And we're then joined with Newcastle. Palace have only conceded 7, but that's where Spurs are. So we're still in the top 4 or 5 for defence. So our defence isn't that bad considering we played Man United and Arsenal. Obviously, Liverpool's the next big test. If we can get out there by conceding minimal goals and obviously being on the same, or maybe if there's another 2-2 draw, then we can say we're still within touch distance of you. Obviously, I think Arsenal are going to have a nice, easy win against Bournemouth, but it's not like we're shipping. We haven't shipped double figures or we're one of the worst teams defensively. We're doing well in that aspect as well. Will it continue? Who knows? Spurs didn't buy everything correctly in the summer because if Romero gets injured, you've got Dyer and then obviously the youngster Phillips. So there's a massive drop off there. So Spurs have problems. This is why we can't really have too many injuries. But for what is going well at the moment, both on the pitch and off the pitch, it's going well. And the defence isn't as bad as people are making out. And Udogie, people said, he was awful because he got booked against Saka. He got booked in the 15th minute and Saka was giving him a terrible time. When he got to about 35 minutes, it eased off. And then in the second half, they had to go down the other side to defend because Udogie grew into that game. And literally, they were coming all down the right-hand side in the second half because they didn't trouble Udogie, who was on the yellow card. That's the type of youngster we've got in the fact that he can adapt and get better in a really hostile environment. So much so that their golden boy Saka couldn't get him sent off or couldn't have him on the street in the second half because he grew into that game. Porro can be a weakness in regards to he does lose his man and literally he's always looking behind him, not sure where people is. But also he's got the better defensively over the last couple of months, last couple of weeks. Will it get to a point where I bet my house on him? Absolutely not. But he's getting better. And again, this just goes to show the amount of work's going in on the training side of it because we have one game a week where we can spend 5 days a week, drill. This is where you need to be. This is what you need to do. And it's paying dividends. If we had been started off with Ange in Europe, we would have had Europa League and we'd have played last Thursday like Liverpool did and all that, I think you don't see Spurs make this type of start. But because we can literally we can now focus every day and drill that into them without obviously, things coming up and getting in the way. I think that's why you're seeing Spurs do better this year. But if we were in Europa League, I think Spurs would be a little bit further off the pace than what we are.
Yeah, that's a fair comment, man. It's a fair comment. Big up Honesty has been a member for 8 months. Big up to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Thanks for the love. So the game. I think this is I think this is definitely Liverpool's biggest game of the season, no doubt about that. I was listening to Sava yesterday when I think you know Sava, yeah, and yeah, he's a great guy. And I was listening to the other day, and he's convinced that the Liverpool game is going to be harder than the Arsenal game because of our firepower. Now, I've heard a lot of people say as well it's going to be a straight shootout because both defences ain't the best in the world. What's your feelings, man?
Look, I completely agree. I will say this: this is definitely going to be a harder game than Arsenal. I said that before the Arsenal game. I've said it after the Arsenal game. Arsenal fans have got annoyed about me for saying it, but it's just true. The reason why is because I think Spurs have won once in the last 12, 13, 14 games. The last win against Liverpool was the 4-1 at Wembley. That's 2017. That's quite a way, 6 years ago. So, yeah, you'd say in about 12, maybe 13 games since we last won.
Oh, thanks for that, by the way, because we got Van Dijk for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, so it's notoriously obviously Arsenal don't get much of the Emirates and that, but I mean, it's been pretty much all losses to Liverpool. And you're a good team. You really in regards to the years gone by. We've literally had so many numpties also help when they don't need to help Liverpool, like Dyer with the back pass. So Salah literally took it off and scored against us. And it's been a couple more. I can't remember what's on my head where I've gone, why are we? Yeah, just been ridiculous mistakes. And I'm like, we don't need to help a team like Liverpool. They're good enough to beat us anyway. Stop doing silly stuff. So I'm hoping this young team, because when 2 goals behind at the Emirates, and they were like, it was like it water for ducks back, whereas other teams have crumbled before it's them. I'm hoping this young team now still has that mindset and the fact that doesn't matter what happens, this team can come back. But I will say that my prediction, I've done a little prediction for the Irish Hotspur. Go and watch their content. They do a thing where Spurs fans predict the game. And from what I've seen of Liverpool, because I haven't watched every minute, so I'm not claiming that I know everything Liverpool inside and out. But from what I have seen, when you've come up against teams that, whether it be an unknown quantity, first game of the season, Chelsea or Newcastle, before you got your man sent off, they took their foot off the ball. When the team went toe-to-toe with you in midfield and got the better of you, the team had the better of you for those bits. I'm not saying they blew you away, but it was harder for Liverpool. You never got into the game. But when your midfield's come out on top, for the large parts you haven't, right? You've dispatched teams quite easily. You know, obviously, apart from the first half against Wolves, when your midfield got into the game, like for the second half, you absolutely dominated Wolves, and you've done it a couple other times this season as well. I think the midfield battle is key, because if you allow Liverpool's midfield to gain the upper hand and feed that front line, you're in for a very hard game, a very long day, and obviously you can get goals at will. It's like, look, the firepower you got up front is ridiculous. But if you get on top of that midfield and you implement your game plan and have the midfield run, like if we get the midfield playing how we want and we own that midfield and we boss that midfield, then we take that away from you and then we play to our strengths. So for me, the midfield battle is absolutely key. But if it's a game of literally, end to end and both midfields are on it and picking passes, then it could go anywhere between the 2-2, 3-2, 4-3. I think this game has goals galore in it. Can I predict it? No. Do I predict it? Do I give myself and obviously Spurs a chance? Absolutely. I'd be fool not to, but we will see how it goes. But yeah, I think the midfield battle, whoever wins the midfield battle or midfield comes out on top for most of that game, wins that game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to get them mine one set. Big up, honestly, Super Chat says Liverpool interested in signing Borussia Dortmund's Dutch winger Daniel Marlin with Jurgen Klopp impressed. Yeah, I heard that, honestly. Like, another attacker. How many do we need? Yeah, apparently he wants him to be Salah's understudy. I mean, that's a job I don't want, because Mo Salah it's just never dropped. Do we need another attacker? I prefer us to get a DM before we get an attacker. But if he's coming in when Salah goes to AFCON, he can just go in that right wing position. it depends on what the deal is. If it's 52 million, I've heard. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It's a mad one. Liverpool and attackers, man. It's just, I don't know what it is. We just love them. The game, it's from a Liverpool point of view. See, when Liverpool fans are worried, John, don't with the Tuchemeni links again. Don't. Because we are Tuchemeni right now with Szoboszlai and McAllister. Jesus Christ. The way Liverpool fans are a little bit worried because we give up a lot of opportunities to teams. We give the opposition chances. Now, I spoke about this on a Gal show yesterday, and when they kept talking about this, Liverpool give up chances. We do give up chances, but if you watch a 90-minute game, Liverpool give up chances usually maybe 20 minutes into a first half. I don't know why we do. And then after that, we don't give up any chances anymore and we take over and we dominate. You know, teams will have the occasional chance later in the game and stuff like that if they're trying to get back into games and stuff. But that's our worry against Tottenham because we can't give Tottenham that chance, chances that Wolves had and stuff like that. We can't let Kulusevski and Son and Maddison be on the end of any of them sort of chances because that will kill us. Yeah. And I know Liverpool are great at coming back, because of our firepower. And I always believe Liverpool go score in a game. I just think it's almost a matter of fact that, keeping Salah quiet, Gakpo quiet, Darwin quiet, Jota quiet, and Diaz quiet in one game is very difficult. So I think Liverpool always score goals. The problem is if you give a team like Tottenham a 2-0 head start, especially on their own patch, asking Liverpool to come back and trying to win that game is extremely difficult. So that's what Liverpool got. Liverpool against Tottenham have got to tighten up a lot. I don't want us to go away from the way we play. I've always said this about Jurgen. Jurgen's system is a mad system because it's so much risk for a lot of reward. And when you get it right, like when we have got it right before, it's worth it and it's fantastic. But if it don't go right sometimes, you can get caught off and you can get beaten quite badly at times, like Man City have done to us before. And Tottenham are capable of doing that, especially the way you attack. So I just want him to tweak it a little bit. Trent's available again now. He said today in his press conference he's had 2 training sessions. He have another training session today. I'm going to say it right now as a Liverpool fan. I don't want Trent playing in this game. I think Joe Gomez should keep his place at right back because he's done nothing wrong since he came into the team. He's a better defender than Trent. Who would be your left winger?
That would be, by the look of it, it would be Solomon. Or if he's not out injured, then it would be the youngster Brennan Johnson. But I think he's going to be on the bench because of a tight hamstring. So it will be Solomon on the left.
Yeah, you don't want someone with pace with a tight hamstring playing, do you? That'd ping it. That'd ping it. Solomon on the left, I'd probably keep Gomez in the team. And that, I feel like if Liverpool can just keep it tighter at the back with their firepower, but you say the midfield is where it's going to be at. And I don't think Ange and I don't think Klopp are going to change the way they go to play for this game. I really don't. Part of me would rather Spurs have all the possession because Spurs are an attacking team. If they got all the possession, I would tell Salah, Diaz and Darwin not to come back. Just sort of cheat further up the pitch and catch them on the counter attack. But I don't think we're going to play like that. I literally think these two teams are just going to go like that.
Yeah,
it's that central position where the winner comes from.
Exactly. I just literally think because Andrew was asked, these different types of coming at, like how we will change tactics for certain, and he went, my only tactic is if plan A doesn't work, next time we'll make plan A work. Basically, he's going to play the same type of football. And we got told by Arsenal fans, you don't come to the Emirates and play football. Spurs came to the Emirates and played football. Just so any Arsenal fan...
Arsenal fans talk, don't they? I found that lately.
Yeah. Arsenal, literally, there's Arsenal fans still in my chat today crying about the thing. I'm just like, get over it. You're like that, that ex, you're like, we're done, and they just won't go away.
They better beat Bournemouth because they're moaning about injuries now, aren't they? And
there's an excuse all the time with them.
They better beat Bournemouth.
But look, I think Spurs and Liverpool are going to go at it. Are going to go head to head because Klopp's not going to go, I'm going to sit back. I think literally it's going to be head to head and the best team wins on the day. The thing is, with both Spurs and Liverpool, they've both got the way of playing this season in the fact that they've come from behind and they go to the end in the fact that both teams now think that they can't lose. They will always come back. And that adds an extra dimension to it. So if Liverpool are 2-1 up, this Spurs team will think, hold on, we can come back. We've done it against Arsenal. We've done it against Sheffield United. We've done it twice against Brentford. Literally they've got that mindset. Liverpool, we went down to 10 men against Newcastle. We came back and won. We were 1-0 down against Wolves. We came back and smashed them. Like, both teams have that mindset. So, again, this game, we will predict, but it's like it could be absolutely anything. It could be carnage. We're all hyping it up. It'll probably be a boring 0-0, but no.
Yeah, it's going to be that way, isn't it?
There will be absolutely no way this game finishes 0-0. No way. It's just going to be... I was predicting this similar to what the Arsenal game was, but I think this could be even more than what the Arsenal-Tottenham game was. And I had it at 3-2. I will predict this game at 3-2 again, but I think it could be even more than that. I really do.
Yeah, look, it's going to be an entertaining game. Liverpool Spurs games are usually quite entertaining with a lot of fiery talking points and stuff like that. I mean, the last game we played was mad. That was just absolutely nuts. And it can be something like that again with these two teams. I don't know what it is between Liverpool and Tottenham. They just have entertaining games. And I said, I don't think there's any real rivalry between Tottenham and Liverpool. I think it's sometimes fans try and make something of it. I just respect Tottenham. I've got no hate towards Spurs at all. And I find them, and then I like watching Tottenham. I've always grown up, as I say, I'm a London boy, so I've always grown up watching Spurs. So I've got no hatred for Tottenham. So this is not like if I'm playing Arsenal, Man United, or Man City. I fucking hate them. So there's a bit more. But this game, I'm watching two entertaining teams that have started this season fantastically. I always go on form of what's happening now. I never go what happened yet last season or anything like that because look, last season Liverpool was dog, and Liverpool in the season later Liverpool fantastic, great again, and it just I go on what's happening now, and what's happening now. Tottenham started the season really well. They play attractive football, attacking football. They have threats all over the pitch. You've got a very good midfield. Son's doing bits in that number 9 role. I've got to take Tottenham seriously. It's as simple as that. You ain't going to get Arsenal shit over here. It's like, I've got to take Spurs seriously. And Spurs fans will probably feel the same way about Liverpool. They look at Liverpool this season and go, it's not the same Liverpool as last season. Got threats all over the pitch, better midfield. The attack's doing stuff. It's going to be an entertaining game. And from Liverpool's point of view, we've got Spurs and Brighton back-to-back in our 2 away games in a row.
Yeah.
If Liverpool can come out of these 2 away games, with 4 points, I think Liverpool can have one hell of a season. So that's why I'm going to do my predictions now before we finish up. I'm going to go for a mad. Part of me, look, if I'm going to do the banter stuff, I'm going to say Liverpool win 3-0 and somehow keep a clean sheet after all this talk. That 5 hours too much. Also, at the same time, I'm going to be a bit weary and just say I'll take a draw away to Spurs and then beat Brighton the following week, and I'll take 4 points out of them 2 games. So I'm going to go 3-3. I'm going to go 3-3, but if Liverpool win 3-0, I'm going to always mark that down. I predicted that as well.
Yeah. Look, I'll be honest. I see somebody in the chat. Spurs seem to be forgetting. I'm not forgetting anything. I know how good Liverpool are. I know what you guys have been doing, and I said, if you don't know, you can go back and look at Vibes from the Six, which is a Gal show on a Sunday. I said, if Liverpool, before the start of the season, if Liverpool can sort out midfield then you'll be there or thereabouts challenging for the season. So I'm aware of the Liverpool threat. I've said about your attacking line and that. I'm aware of the threat that comes with Liverpool. I'm not getting carried away. I'm not saying that Spurs are going to smash it or anything like that. By the contrary, but Spurs and Liverpool are going to go head to head like Spurs and Arsenal did. And it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be games with loads of incidents, loads of goals, loads of talking points. And I will always back my team. So I'm going to go with a 3-2 Spurs. But it could be anything. It really could. But this is not 3-2 like I'm going to do easy because it's not going to happen. It's going to be 1-1. I think this could even surpass the Tottenham Arsenal game as game of the season so far. In my honest opinion, I think this may even surpass it. I think it could be one of them games where literally you will, in about 4 or 5 seasons, people will be like, that's one of the classic games. I think it's going to be that mental. I really do.
Well, it's two sides that only know one way of playing, and that's attacking front-footed football. So, yeah, it could end up being that shootout, as you say, Alan. Alan, thank you very much for joining me on the show today, man. Really do appreciate it, my friend. I really do. What you doing for the game? Are you going to the game, or are you doing a watch along? What are you doing?
No, I'm doing a watch along. So, look, I love my club, and I got drawn into the whole Conte. I bought into the whole Conte thing, so I went to a couple of Champions League games last year, and then what happened with Spurs, and I was like, too many times this happened. So until I see a continued planned success, I won't go to another game. So I would rather stay at home and not give them any more money. But if they start showing to me they're going to take things seriously and actually build for a future in challenges and stuff like that, then I'm going to be going back to the game. But until then, I'm not. So I'm going to be doing a watch along from about 4 o'clock tomorrow. Have people on before the game, giving their predictions, points of view in the game. We're going to talk about the team news when it comes out. And then I'll do the watch along, and then people can come on at halftime or full time, obviously reacting to what's happening in the game there or thereabouts. So all that tomorrow. And then on Sunday, my plan is to do a fan call-in show where both Tottenham and Liverpool fans, if obviously it's a Liverpool loss, you guys can still come and tell stuff like that. But people are welcome into, and even if you beat them, although my channel's predominantly Spurs, I'm actually catering to the fact that I'm going to be doing it for Premier League. So rival fans are welcome. I have Arsenal fans in my comments being Arsenal fans. You guys know. I even have Liverpool fans. Ravi, I think I've seen in here.
Yeah, my man Ravi.
Yeah. They've been on viewing my channel from the off and all that from when I started last year. So yeah, all rival fans welcome. I will be integrating Premier League shows as well. Obviously, review shows throughout the week and all that with rival fans coming on talking about it. So it's for everybody, predominantly Spurs because they're my team, but it will be for Premier League action. So yeah, a lot coming up on my channel. Getting obviously call time added on, kind of fitting with all the time being added on in regards to this season. So my name was first, though. My name first before the 10, 12 minutes this season, just so people know. But that's where you can find me on the channel. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow and in the coming days. So yeah, join in, come and have a look at it. And obviously, in the watch along, pop up at some point tomorrow and laugh at me if Spurs are losing, or, just show up if you're deciding that you want to, if Spurs are giving you the L tomorrow, make sure you come and support me as well, because I'll be a bit smug. But yeah, it's all good. It's all fun games. It's all
nothing wrong being smug if you're winning. Trust me, there's nothing. Big up Ravi. Go and subscribe to Alan's channel, guys. Time added on. That's where you can go and find him. Go and show your support for the guy, man. Go and show your support. Alan, appreciate you coming on, my friend. Really do. Everyone in chat, big up to everyone in chat. As I keep saying, my Liverpool chat is fantastic. Even when rivals come on, we try and show the most respect we can. I love my chat for that. Big up to the chat. Brilliant as always. And guys, I'll be back tomorrow as well with my watch along as well. So make sure you're tuning in to all the watch along. Show love to everybody. And guys, we're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend. And